Flickr is a great site to use for finding images. You can find lots that are under the Creative Commons license, which means that you don't have to pay for them, but you need to know how to use the search properly to be able to find the type of images which have been made available to you. So you can see here we've got the Flickr front page open, and we got to this just by going to www.flickr.com. Please notice that Flickr is spelled Please notice that Flickr is spelled F-L-I-C-K-R. Once you're on the site, if we search in the top right hand box for the type of images that we're looking for, so in this case, let's say library, then click search, and it'll come up with lots of different and amazing images of libraries. These might be fantastic for your promotion, but at the moment we don't know which one of these are available for us to use. So very simply what we do, if you look over to the left hand side, is we drop down any license and we click all Creative Commons. So now these photos have been released under the Creative Commons license, which means that we can use them as part of our project. If I just click on this again, you can see that there are other types of licenses. These all come under the Creative Commons license, so commercial use allowed. That means if you're putting on a project which is going to be profit making, you're okay to still use images that come under that license. Modifications means that you can change them in some way, so you could take sections of them or you could add your own graphics on top of it. That's worth doing if you are looking at creating some kind of collage using these images, but for the time being all Creative Commons is absolutely fine. So we're going to find an image that we like. I think this one in the center is a really nice photo, so if we click on this, then we get to the full size image of the picture. Now if we click on the arrow down towards the right, this is what allows us to download it. We're given a number of different options for the size that we would like to download. We would normally recommend staying as large as possible with the images, because that means that you can shrink it and not lose the definition and the clarity of the photo. Whereas if you got a smaller photo and then tried to enlarge it, it would become quite pixelated. So we can get the large image, click there, and as you can see towards the bottom of the screen, it's actually downloaded the file into my browser. I can then move that to wherever I want to and then use it for part of my publicity. Now before we move on, if I just show you very quickly, here's the license and it says some rights reserved. So if I click on this, it says here that we're free to share, to copy and redistribute this material in any medium or format, so we could use it for our social media platforms if we wanted to, and we can adapt, remix, transform or build upon the material, so we can take sections of this image if we want to as well. However, it says that we need to attribute, it does say that we need to attribute it, so we need to give the name of the person and where the photos come from, somewhere on the document we're using for, and we cannot use this material for commercial purposes. So again, if it's profit making, this image can't be used. If it's part of a library service which is free to users, then this is absolutely fine. Now for attribution, all you need to look at is the name of the person here, Miguel M. Almeida, or Vanishing Library in this, Vanishing Library. Miguel. So to attribute the file, we just need to see the person's name, Miguel M. Almeida, and we need to link to that person. So you can see when I was hovering over there, that towards the bottom left, down here, it actually came up with a web address. That's what we actually want. So if I right click and put copy link address, then when we actually open up a document, then that's all we need to wherever the photo is published. So try this, have a look around Flickr. There are lots of fantastic photos that you can find that could really make a difference to your advertising, to your promotion and your social media. And there's some very professionally taken. There are also some very professionally So have a look through Flickr and see what you can find. As you can see just under this word library. So have a look under Flickr So have a look through Flickr and see what you can find. You can see just under the search library there are lots of bright, engaging, fantastic looking images that we could use, but this applies for any word as well. Let's say for example you had let's say for example you wanted to put out a photo to celebrate National Book Day. We just type in the word book. We're already under Creative Commons, but lots of really nice images that we could use. Now to be honest, you could take some of these images yourself in your library, but if you're not at the library at the time or don't have access to a good camera, then these will do the job really well. Again, as another example, if you're celebrating something which was slightly more mystical, then we can type in the word we're looking for. Let's say fairies. Click search. And again, Creative Commons. Lots of images that you could use as part of your advertising. So check it out, fantastic resource, www.flickr.com.